today, we've had Dr. Jason Thompson here with us. His bio is in the program, and he's kind of been able to talk to the kids a little bit about these pieces and how he's written them. He also came to my 6th period music caprice class, and we had a pretty good discussion just about the creative process in composing. So this next piece we're going to play, The Castle of Drumore, is also a premiere, and I'm going to let him speak to that for just a second.
One of the few people in the world who's not taller than Stephen Page. I know several composers who can actually go on for hours and hours about their music. Lucky for you, I'm not one of them. I've known Steve for about 10 years now, ever since he was the band director at West Jessamine and I was an undergraduate at Transylvania University. And when he asked me to be a part of this inaugural concert, I was very, very honored. I'm very thankful and grateful to be here tonight as part of it. Castle of Drumore is based on an Irish folk tune that's actually a lullaby. I've always had a very deep love for Irish folk tunes. In fact, I have another band piece that uses them. And the lyrics to it are very soft, very sweet. There's a refrain that goes luli lula all the way through the lyrics until you get to the last verse, and it's this mother singing to her child. Take rest, young eagle, until your wings are fit and ready to soar. So at the end of the piece, you're going to hear that soar. Thank you.
I'm here to tell you a little bit about our next piece, and that's Trail of Tears. Composed in the summer of 1989, Trail of Tears is a tone poem for wind band that describes the 150th anniversary of one of the most cruel, unjust, and embarrassing official actions in the history of the United States government. In 1838 and 39, federal troops rounded up many members of the 5 civilized Indian tribes who were living in the southeastern U.S. The Cherokees, Choctaws, Creeks, Chickasaws, and the Seminoles. Despite a landmark decision rendered by the legendary Supreme Court Justice John Marshall stating that the members of these tribes could not be moved off their sovereign lands because of a prior treaty granting them this territory, troops were ordered to move all of these Native Americans by forced march in the dead of winter over 1,500 arduous miles to what was then known as Indian Territory, now the eastern portion of the state of Oklahoma. On this tragic journey, more than 4,000 Native Americans perished from starvation, exhaustion, and exposure to the elements. It is an event that will be forever ingrained in the memory of our Native Americans, a tragic sequence of events inflamed by political pressure, the greed of white settlers for more land, an irrational fear of Indians, and downright racial bigotry. The music opens with solo flute intended to recall the bucolic, non-aggressive nature of these 5 civilized Indian tribes, who simply wish to be let alone and allowed to live in peace on their ancestral hunting grounds. The faster section portrays the strife between the Indians and the encroaching settlers and builds to the ultimate tragic battle scenes of 1838, when the U.S. Army used the cavalry to defeat the Indians. The dramatic last scene depicts the agony of the march itself and includes the recitation of the mournful poem in the Cherokee language by members of the ensemble. Tadish Konk Junio Husa, let us mourn those who have died. Tadish Konk Ayohist, let us mourn those who are dying. Tadish Konk Gananoti, let us mourn those who must endure. The work concludes with a final statement of triumph for these Native Americans, who survived the Trail of Tears and have managed to live and prosper in spite of all odds, and who today stand with pride and great honor as an important and integral part of our nation and its severely flawed history in the area of Native American affairs. I wrote this piece, well, the composer wrote this piece, because I believe it is imperative that we are made constantly aware that we are just as capable as any other nation of committing crimes against people who are weaker or different from us, regardless of our form of government and no matter what high aspirations we might espouse every year on the 4th of July. One needs only to recall the internment in concentration camps of all Japanese Americans on the West Coast and Hawaii during those first dark months of World War II to realize that events such as the Trail of Tears are still within the realm of possibility in this land of the free and the home of the brave. We must continue to acknowledge these highly distasteful episodes in our history in order to ensure that drastic overreactions such as these do not occur in the future of our nation. Thank you.